Hi, Michelle here from My Kids Time on our usual Thursday night live shout out on Facebook Live. So tonight I just wanted to share with you a healthy recipe for breakfast called overnight oats. Now, oats or porridge is a great way of slowly releasing energy throughout the day, and my girls are both swimmers, so that means early mornings, and generally they enjoy having porridge because it keeps them feeling fuller for longer. And oats are a whole grain, gluten-free, and they have are rich in vitamins, antioxidants, minerals, and also fiber. And the fiber is probably the most important bit. They release a fiber called beta glucan or glucin, which makes you feel fuller for longer. So overnight oats are nothing new. My father-in-law does overnight oats every evening. So he soaks porridge oats in water overnight and has them for breakfast every morning for as long as I've known him. And it was actually overnight oats can also be called Bircher muesli, and these were designed by a Swiss physician in 1902 called Maximilian Oskar Bircher Brenner, and he produced this muesli for patients in his sanatorium in Zurich. It was basically made from oats, rolled oats, apples, water. It was sweetened with condensed milk, and it had lemon juice and some ground nuts also. So his belief was that whole foods would help to slow down the degeneration in the body. So overnight oats are what they're called today. They become a very trendy thing. There's loads of recipes for them. There's a few that I make on a regular basis. Like I said, for the kids, they absolutely love them. And when they come back from an early morning swim and they just want something warm as the weather's getting colder, this keeps them full for, right up until they get their lunch break at school. So I will show you two different types. I have already created one which is a blueberry overnight oats. So what I did was I filled probably the oats up to maybe about here, and then topped them until they were covered with milk, added blueberries which I crushed with a fork, and I add some maple syrup for sweetness because they just do need a bit of extra sweetness. And then I store them in these really handy mason jars, which was actually a mustard pot, so they're really good for just keeping them airtight and in the fridge. And in the morning then I top them with some blueberries, and the kids absolutely love them for breakfast. So I hope you can see them there. I'll share all the recipes with you afterwards in the comments below, and I have some other healthy ideas for oats as well. So that's my blueberry one, and the one I'm going to make for you tonight is a favourite of my youngest daughter, who loves bananas, which are also great for you. And I'm just going to turn the camera down so you can see the ingredients here. So I have, hope you can see that okay. I have my oats. I have some cacao powder, which has, this is just one that I bought in the shop. It's a great source of iron, potassium, copper, and magnesium, so it supports your immune system. And also, because the girls are up early a few mornings a week, I use maca powder, M-A-C-A, which is full of vitamin B2, and it helps to combat tiredness and fatigue. So I just add a little bit of that, just basically a tablespoon of that into the mixture as well. You can also add nuts and seeds. So I have some sunflower seeds and some pumpkin seeds here, so we're coming into pumpkin season. I also like to top it with some nuts, so they're flaked almonds I have. And basically, you can make this recipe. I use whole milk, but you can make it, if you want to keep it dairy free, you can make it with almond milk, with coconut milk. So it's really easy to do. So you start off with a banana, and basically what I do is I just put the banana in a bowl and I mash. I'm just going to move this back slightly so you can see what I'm doing. So I just mash the banana down so it's just all crushed up. And I make this the night before. I use, like, you can use quick oats. I suppose they're the most processed of all the oats. But you could use steel cut oats or rolled oats are probably the best. And generally, this doesn't need to stay in the fridge overnight, especially if you're using quick oats. They soak up all the moisture much more quickly. So, 2 to 3 hours in the fridge is absolutely fine for that. So once you have your banana mashed to the consistency you want, I add my oats. Now my oats came with a scoop, so I just used 2 scoops for the girls in the morning. So I'm just going to add them in. And then I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of the cacao powder. So that's just you can use cocoa or replace it with cocoa. And because the cacao powder is less sweet than cocoa, you will need to add something like maple syrup or agave syrup, or even just a replacement fruit sugar. I generally try not to use refined sugar because it speeds up the process of the digestion and doesn't make them feel as full for as long. So I just add in 2 tablespoons of the cacao powder, and just add a little bit more there, and I just mix that all around with my oats and my banana. I don't generally add yogurt to mine, but people can and people do, and that's all very nice as well. So you can either use Greek natural yogurt, or you could use a vanilla yogurt, which has a little bit of sweetness in it. Again, my girls don't really like the taste of yogurt, so this is perfect. So as you can see, that's just all mixed there. I'm going to just pour in the milk. So I pour it in to cover. So just get the idea here. So I just cover, so I cover the oats mixture with the milk, and then I put some cling film or some tin foil on top of that, and I leave it in the fridge overnight, and she'll love that in the morning. So that's my banana and cacao powder overnight oats. Like I say, I stir through then some maca powder because it just helps to combat the tiredness. I don't use much of that as I do of the cacao powder, so I'm just going to put that in now. And then I use the seeds in the morning. I wouldn't use them this evening. What I do is just leave that until the morning and just add them for a bit of extra texture. So that will just go in the fridge overnight, and when we get back from the pool in the morning, she'll have that. So you can either have it as cold in the morning, or you can have it heated up. So what I'll do is share that recipe and some other oats recipes and healthy breakfast recipes with you after the post in the comments. And if you have any comments that you'd like to make, or you make your own overnight oats and want to share your recipe with us, please do so in the comments box below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and tune in to us every Thursday night for Facebook Live. I do 3 Thursdays a month, and then Val Mullally, our resident parenting expert, does another night for us. She does some, great Facebook Lives on, disciplining your children, how to not shout at them, and, just general parenting advice. And if you're looking for any parenting advice, please just let us know, and we'll get Val to cover that topic for you. So I will be back next Thursday with a Facebook Live on the humble potato. It's potato week, so we wanted to just cover off with some recipes for potatoes, and I will share some of interesting recipes that we have here in Ireland for spuds. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely week, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.